feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly, bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. I got my hater blockers on today. I actually hurt my eye playing soccer last night. I had to go to the ER last night to get that checked out. It was actually fully clouded over. I could not actually see out of my eye. It was kind of wild. I've never had that happen before. So just wanted to make sure that I didn't do anything to the retina or any of that stuff. So that is why I'm wearing glasses. No, it's not to be super cool, even though I used to try to be super cool. Now it's just because the light hurts my eyes. Maybe I'm getting old. But here nor there, I hope everyone is doing good out there. Bitcoin currently sitting at about 69.8. And we got a little something to look at today, trying to incorporate a little bit of AI into the trading here. So I have actually done my first post with a AI trade setup, and we did take it. We actually took the trade. So we are gonna see how this plays out. I'm quite excited to see, and also very much scared because market does what market wants to do. That being said, let's get over to the chat. Let's say what's up to the homies. We got my dude, Mark Dutch, in the house. How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. Mad love to you. And we got my dude, Crypto Squid. How you doing, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Let's go on over to the crypto bubbles. We'll knock that out. River's up 29.9%. Tiles up 5.4. PI is up 9.9. Siren is at 9. And Near 3.2. Render at 3.4. And everything else, onesie twosies. But those are the ones. Really, River, PI, Siren, those ones are kind of divergent from the market. Take note of that. It's always interesting. Anything getting beat up. Looks like Trump's down 5.5%, Kite's down 5.5%, as well as ZRO. What is Layer Zero? Layer Zero is down 5.6% as well. So those are kind of your big ones kind of diverging. Let's look at the total market cap. That's sitting at 2.39 trillion. That is down 0.62%. Fear and greed index is at 27. Fear, we've been sitting in that range for a bit. Altcoin season. Altcoin season starting to eke its way up. Very, very interesting. Bitcoin dominance at 58.6%. It was at 58.9 last time we spoke. Again, Bitcoin 69,875. That is down about 1%. Ethereum is over that good old $2,000 mark. That is down 1.14%. BNB is at 648. XRP at 137. Let's see. Let's round out the top 10. Solana is at 85.94. I think that was an 86 last time we talked. Tron is at 28 cents, and Doge at 9.3. Hyperliquid in the top 10. That is bumped out Cardano at 37.45, up 22% over the last 7 days. Those are things to take note of if you are looking at things to invest in. All right, let's go over to 2bit. I'm gonna skip the news. No news, no economic stuff. Let's go over to 2bit. Let's get this little, what is it? There it is. Here's my shield for the day. Hey, trading competition has started. If you want to trade with me and win some prizes, that's cash. Go ahead, jump in. Use the description down below. Where is my little... Of course, the code has disappeared. I must have moved it or something. But anyways, the code is TFSAVE20. TFSAVE20. If you guys want to save some money on your exchange fees, your trading fees, 20% is nothing to sniff at. What? Sniff at, clown with, joke with? I don't know. Who freaking knows? Who cares? Save yourself some money. Use the code. Use the code. That's over at 2bit. There it is. It's top left here. Top left of the screen. There you go. TFSAVE20. Who else we got in the chat, man? I see some people hopping on in. We got JR. I was going to say Junior. We got JR in the chat. What up, bro? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Hope all is well with you. Yep. Mark dropping the link for it. Yep. JR's out there, man. He's doing things. Good to see it. Andrea, how you doing? Long time no see, lady. Good to see you. Hope all is well with you. And I think that's about it. So let's keep this moving. All right, so I like to do a segment called the Daily DJ, and I give the audience the opportunity to vote whether we go long or short. And it looks like you guys are 57% doomed. That would align with a position that I am in right now. You can see the position. Now, this is the AI position that I was talking about. This is an AI-derived trade. It's at 1% right now, so nothing really that you can, take from this at this time. But it looks like, oh, now you guys are going to go 50-50 on me. Way to go. 50-50, moon or doom. 8 votes in. You guys got to give me something. You got to give me something. You want to go long or you want to go short? Again, we don't really do any TA on this. We just kind of go for it, have a little fun with it. Let's go ahead and bump this up to, you know what? I don't know. We're going to have to trade something else because I'm in a Bitcoin position right now. Or we could just stay at 10. No, because that would add to the position. That would be silly. All right, first one to drop a coin in the chat. First one to drop a coin in the chat. It's got to be something normal, nothing too crazy. But drop something in there, and then we will go long or short based on the votes. Andrew Cameron, what up, dude? GM guy himself. Hype. All right, we could do hype. Let's see here. All right, let's type in hype. Hype USDT. Now you guys got to determine, do you want to go long or do you want to go short? The choice is yours, fam. We're at 50-50. I need someone to be the icebreaker here. Or tiebreaker, not icebreaker. Give me a tiebreaker. Let's go. There it is. Moon. All right. That's going to go against what I'm doing right now, but it is what it is. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put 5 on it. We got it. It is 20x. 5 on it. And moon we go. We'll see how that plays out. It's only got to be positive for the next 45 minutes, right? So there you go. Hype is in there. Let's see how it plays out. So those are the open trades right now. Again, this one is AI derived. Let's take a look at that. Let's talk a little bit about it. All right, let's go over to the Discord. Somebody jumped in with me. So Bearded Mac jumped in with me. And I was like, I am so effing scared right now because honestly, there's not a lot of back testing behind this. Like I've done a couple of them just to make sure that it makes sense. But this is it. This is what the AI is spitting out right now. So let's talk about it. All right, 5-minute close behind 69.8. Got it. That makes sense. CVD OI confirmation in negative futures delta divergence. OI rise on shorts. Funding stays negative. Got it. So negative futures delta divergence. All right, so let's go to Market Monkey Terminal. Are we getting any kind of divergence? And there is a little bit there, which is very, very interesting. All right, so here we go. Let's take our brush, right? You see open interest kind of was working down. So that actually means that people are closing positions. This is actually, to be realsies with you, we might have to go down to the 1 minute. Let's go down to the 1 minute and see what we got going on here. But you do see a little tick up right here where the position pretty much got entered. I'd say more flat than a tick up. We might have to get a little bit more granular on this because this is about where the position was open. So yeah, you are getting a little tick up on open interest. Got it. But CVD is not what you want to see. Okay, so let's be clear about this. CVD is not what you want to see. Right now, you're still seeing a little bit of a tick up. What you need to see for CVD to feel more comfortable about this one, to actually theoretically, like if you were to jump in the position based on what the information or the data that was given to you based on the trade setup, you would actually like to see CVD going down. Why is that? Because that means shorts would be aggressive and positions would be opening. So basically, people would be jumping into this position with you. Now, one thing of note is you do see a pretty big order block there at 70,700. Good Googa Mooga. That's pretty intense. You like that? Good Googa Mooga? That's pretty intense. That's solid. That is a solid little wall there. You do have a high volume area node at about 70.35. So two things kind of working against you in terms of a push up, right? So you saw some absorption. Now you are starting to see maybe that cool off, right? We had a really nice push up into a pretty key level. Where is that level? Well, it is pretty darn close here to the value area high. Also, you have your opening range order block, right? So, opening range breakout. So that's your orb. Opening range breakout in conjunction with, man, look at everything that's lining up on the 15-minute in terms of moving averages. Value area high is right there at the top of the orb. Then your moving averages are sitting there with the bottom part of the orb, but you got that breakout, right? So you got below the high volume area node, you got below the breakout there, or the orb, and then you did see a little uptick in open interest, which means positions were being open. But the problem is you want to see the CVD align with you, right? You want to see CVD going down, and that, my friends, would be a nice little setup. Then we'd be talking something a little better. But right now, it's a little risky. I would say all of the wickets have not necessarily been met, so I would say that I was a little premature jumping into it, but you could see a turnaround here. Okay, so risking the biscuit a little bit, but let's go over to Kayotaka. Let's see if it's telling the same story. It does derive information a little bit differently. Good Googa Mooga. That's right, man. Out of gang. What up, dude? Good to see you. We don't care about your update there. All right, cool. So this is showing you something different. This actually is a little bit more comforting because the CVD on Kayotaka is saying it's going down, right? So that I think honestly is more important than open interest. Open interest, important, it's good. What you're seeing right here, I think, is a sell-off. People are closing their positions, they're taking their profits, but then the shorts are now more aggressive, right? The trend is starting to work its way down aggressively on the 5-minute on Kayotaka. So, hey, if you want to fit the narrative, I'm going to use this one, but here nor there, we're trying it out. Like I said, it's all AI derived. Hopefully we stay, you see this little horizontal right here at about 89,887. You want to stay below that. That would be ideal. I think if you push up, that's kind of scary business, really. If I was taking this, because I think it took the stop loss all the way up to like 70,500, which makes sense. If you're looking at it structurally, I would obviously want to be a little bit higher if I was looking at it. But right now, if I were to have gotten into this, if we get a clear push up with candle closes above like this horizontal right here, I would already be inclined, with the way I've been scalping recently, to get out of it. That's just a personal thing. Be wrong quick and move on to the next one. That's kind of how I've been scalping, but you know, I guess different kind of mindset in terms of the setup here. Let's zoom out just a little bit. We'll do a little bit of a top down, nothing too crazy, because we haven't broken the range. We're trying, right? Like, it's trying. You are seeing structurally those higher lows, right? You're pushing up. The pressure is definitely pushing to the upside. There's no arguing about that. Look at that. We came down. I remember talking about this. I was like, hey, if we're to push down, where do I think we're going to go? It's the POC in this high volume area node right here. That is exactly where you wicked. Literally, you wicked right off of that high volume area node and the POC. So now you're kind of wedged between that and the value area high. Now, if you get a break above that, then I mean, it's an easy thing to say that if you break above the value area high, you're likely to work your way back up here and start retesting the key level of the whole thing, right? Of this range, the key level is 72 to 74,000. I've been saying it for over a month. Hopefully you've been listening, because there has been money opportunities, this being one of them. Come up, take the liquidity, reestablish the range, and downs we go. And we came all the way down through the value area low, and you had this channel, this long-standing channel that I've mentioned, you know, quite a bit as well, is where it wicked. It's a really, really nice bounce out of that area. So, I mean, the levels are here, and I'd say they're pretty distinct right now in terms of like, where is this price action? If you're just looking purely at the value area low, there has been opportunities at the value area high and low. Really, there's been a lot of opportunities in the POC. Like, it's all playing pretty well. It's all playing pretty well. If you're good at scalping, if you got a good read on, you know, the value area high as well as the low, and like you're looking for these swing failure patterns or these little liquidity grabs, whatever you want to call it, that has been good opportunities. Like, this one was definitely a good one. I can't remember if I pitched a setup to you guys or not off the value area low, but I mean, this was pretty clear in hindsight. I can't remember if I looked at a trade setup there or not, but in hindsight, hey, let's go back, let's look at it. What are some things you'd be looking for if this were to start, you know, if it happens again, right? So one of it is about learning, right? It's not always looking back and be like, hey, told you so, this, that. Like, hey, let's look at this and let's analyze it. let's look at it and what can we learn from it? Well, you could see it was stalling out, which means liquidity was building up here. You had stop losses, you had leverage positions that were building up below the value area low. Wick down, takes it, manipulation into distribution, and then boom, off and away, all the way back up to the value area high. Now, would you have probably played that? I would say not likely. I would say more likely is you're taking it up to the POC if you're scalping, because then, pushing it all the way back to the value area high is a risk, because not likely, but what could happen is you get rejected off the POC, it comes back down to the value area low where you entered, and then you end up getting stopped out because a lot of people take their stop loss, move to entry once you get to move up. What I like to do though, let's say I was aiming for the value area high. Not the case here. Didn't jump on this one. But if I had conviction behind the value area high, what I would have done personally is not moved my stop loss to entry until I broke that POC, right? So once I got across or above a very key level, then that's when I make the move, right? Because that makes you feel a little bit better about getting that stop loss up, because you don't want it to just come back down, retest that area, and then go up again. You'll see that over and over again. I've learned that the hard way. You're usually just better off or better served just exiting at the POC when you take something like this or a trade like this. And then of course there was confluence there with a high volume area node. You had the pivots, all that good stuff. So got to keep it realsies, right? Like I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, here to here all day, every day. That's not realistically how I'm going to take an intraday trade. In full transparency. So not much has really changed. I mean, structurally, not much has changed. We're building momentum to the upside. That I can say. We are building some momentum to the upside. It is trying to push to the upside. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Do we finally get out of this 72 to 74K range? And if we get out of that range, then that is where we can start flipping the narrative. Right now, based on what we've seen price action wise, narrative kind of supports shorts in terms of, are we riding the momentum? Are we riding the structure? Are we riding the current trend? That would probably, lean more towards shorts depending on how you're trading. Obviously, if you're scalping or you're doing like intraday stuff, we already talked about the value high, the low, how you can take positions within the construct of the range that we're in right now. But the current structure from a zoomed out, more like daily perspective, would still lean towards shorts. So, anyways, above 72 to 74, we break out of here. We get a nice impulse move through. That's a big bodied candle. You get a push through, and then you're looking for that retest, and then you can start flipping your bias, right? Things change because you're going to have a change of character, and then you're starting to look to retest the lows of the previous range, and even right here before we ultimately broke down. So, anywhere from 79 to, I'd say 80.7, that's in play if we were to break above 72 to 74. And so that's what I would kind of keep my eye on. This would definitely be, I think, in my mind, would be the first pit stop, and that's right there at the top of this small little pit stop we had here. All right, little range, test it, boom, went down, but you can see the volume that's sitting there. So if you do push up, I think that's where you'll see a rejection initially. Doesn't mean that's the end all be all. It's price action. It's going to keep doing what price action does, but I do think you'll see a little rejection there. What would that look like? That to me would look something like this. You come up, retest the highs of the range, would make sense. High volume area node right there, and then you could go back and forth, obviously, but to keep it simple, something like that would make a lot of sense to me. Let's go back. Yeah, that's a little high. That's aggressive. Right about there. I think that's pretty probable. Pretty probable. It might actually go a little higher. Why? Because you're looking for that volume. So you can see that gap here. So arrow out. So there you go. I think that's pretty logical to see price action move like that. But again, you got to get above 72 to 74 to see anything like that in my mind. That's kind of obvious to say, but at the same time, that's kind of what I'll be looking for. Can you trade that? Yeah, you can trade it. Let's see what the problem that you kind of run into here is the retest and how far your stop loss is. Where are you going to protect yourself? Is it going to be the value area low to take the high there? That's pretty close to a 2-to-1 though. I don't know that I'd be totally against this one. It's close. It's close. It's not quite a 2-to-1. Darn close though. 7 per 6 move to the top side of this little range here. High volume area node. You got a nice entry point here in terms of where this high volume is, and then you have a pretty conservative stop loss as well, right? It's above the value area high, which it could totally come back and retest, and that actually has a high volume area node as well, right? So very logical areas to place a position, you know, if you were looking at taking a long on the breakout retest of that move there through the 72 to 74K range. So that might be something to keep an eye on. I'm going to take a picture of it and maybe analyze that a little bit more, see if that really does make sense. And we'll kind of keep that in our back pocket as price action develops a little bit. Let's go over to the chat real quick. Let's see who we got in here. We got Johnny December. What up to you? Good to see you. And my dude, username. How you doing?
I love gold.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Sharks with
there it is.
Laser beams attached
there it
to
is.
Their heads.
My tears just grew cold. Oh boy. Crypto Crank, what up, dude? Good to see you in the chat, man. Hope all is well with you. You have your settings on all ages. So many comments are held back by YouTube. I have no idea. No idea, man. I'll have to look at that afterwards. We got Ada Ace in the house. Dude, we got CVO in here. What up, man? The range is about to explode. My dude. Dude, look it, dude. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I got some homies there. I got Ada Ace. We got CVO. We got Crank in here. Let's go. I appreciate y'all for dropping by. It's much appreciated. Go follow all those dudes too. Obviously, they got YouTube channels doing great things. All of them are quality. All of them are quality, man. So, all right. Let's go ahead and keep this a moving. Let's see how it aligns with USDT dominance. All right. So one of the things I like to do is find confluence between the charts and look to see like, hey, where, if I was to get in a position, where would I look to potentially exit based on seeing confluence between USDT dominance, total market cap? Those things just have a high likelihood of aligning a lot of times. Looking at where we're at with USDT dominance, you're right at the value area low. So man, this is going to be important here. If we get a bounce here, right, that would kind of support the narrative for a short. A bounce back up to the POC, that would support a short, right? So if you get a move that looks like this, comes up, POC, high volume area node, boom. Where would you look at potentially exiting that short, right? Like look at the interaction with the POC right now. And that would be a logical place where like, hey, I start to analyze, where am I in my short? You know, am I at my TP level? Am I past it? Like because the little AI based generated short that we're looking at right now has 3 TPs. Where are we at relative to that? And this could help you with having a little bit of confluence and saying, hey, you know what? This might be the logical spot. Maybe TP2 is as far as we're going to go with this thing based on knowing that we're getting up to the POC, or maybe TP1's it, right? We get up here and you can see that rejection for USDT dominance. Remember the inverse correlation between the two. That could help you out. Right now, I mean, you're right here. So do we get a bounce? Like, that would be cool. That would be cool. If we get a breakdown, then you know what's happening. Bitcoin is going to start moving to the upside. Let's see. Total market cap. We'll look at that. That is at resistance. So that, don't worry about that line. That's banana land. You're getting a squeeze here. Look at the moving average. The moving average is holding it up. It's a high volume area node right there. But, so you got resistance above. That's pretty clear. But you're getting a little bit of a flag, or I say a pennant more so. Not that I really read too much into those, but it's just, you can see the squeezing that's happening, right? See the lower highs, see the higher lows. I'm not going to draw over the moving average, but you can see it. Getting a little bit of a squeeze here. So it is looking to break out. It's just a matter of, does it break to the upside or the downside? And that's really going to, I think, have a big impact on, you know, the position that the AI took here. So we're going to see. We are going to see. But if you lose this moving average, you're all but guaranteed to come down to the high volume area node as well. I believe this is the 200 on the 4 hour. So this is the 200 on the 4 hour. I mean, that's the logical area to go down to. And then you evaluate. Same deal, right? For Bitcoin, if you are, let's say, in a short, and you start to work your way down, you know, then do you evaluate and be like, hey, it might be time to close that short? Or are you looking, you could be looking at a long there too, right? Like this is how it can all tie in, and you can have confluence between the charts, and it can help you with positioning. You could be looking at a long when, you know, the price action gets down here for total market cap. So you get this high volume node, the moving average to 200, which is significant. And then let's say you get somewhere on Bitcoin that aligns, right? Let's say Bitcoin moves its way down. Let's get rid of this for now. Let's say Bitcoin moves its way down to the POC or to the pivots, right? You also have the 200 SMA on the 4 hour, and you have some volume. So there's a lot lining up down here too. So that would be a logical area, one, to see a move down to, but two, to see a bounce out of that area. So from here, you got a little resistance. If you get a move down, it's really logical. The problem, there is a little bit of a spread there. So if you're scalping, that's probably going to be no man's land. But you could see a nice little bounce out of that area, come back up and retest the value area high. I think that's logical. Plus, this on the shorter time frames, you're taking liquidity off the table as well, because right now it's building right here under the POC. So you get that accumulation, then a little bit of manipulation and distribution. That would be a pretty rational long position to me to look at right here. So let's go ahead and put a box on that. Just let's take a look. Is the juice worth the squeeze? That's the question you always got to ask yourself. And it's going to be, yeah, it's again pretty damn close, right? You're positioning yourself. See, this is one of the things I like to do before I get too invested into something, is like, hey, is it worth it? Like, can I get something close to a 2-to-1? And I say with this, you can, right? Because you're gonna get the indications here where the wick comes down. Now this changes based on the wick, just so you know, like that's gonna change. This is like worst case scenario in terms of, you know, can we get that 2-to-1? Obviously you gotta incorporate your fees too. That's really important. But you know, that's close enough, right? And the wick doesn't necessarily have to go down here. It's just the starting point of like putting your stop loss somewhere that you're protected, and having the moving average, which will work up, by the way, understanding that that's going to work up just a little bit. I think you're going to find some confluence between the high volume area node, maybe even the weekly pivot, potentially. So that is going to work up just a little bit. And then, you know, your stop loss, that's just your starting point. It's just your starting point. You start getting that buying pressure coming in. You go over to, you know, the CVD, the opening interest. Man, that thing is just pushing up. F that AI short, yeah. So you guys are probably in the green on the daily degen. Let's go look at that real quick. Yeah, 9.28%. 9.28% in the green on the daily degen. Nice play. So then you come over to your trigger, right? You're coming over to something like Kayotaka, some kind of order flow. Some kind of order flow. You want to come over here and say, hey, okay, what is the market doing? What is the market telling me? Open interest tells you, hey, they're opening positions. And then if you see CVD, we were talking about a long, right? So if you see CVD start to work its way up, or you see divergence as the price action is going down. So let's say price action is going down, right? This is not a good example. Let's just say, for instance, price action is going down. But you see CVD going up. Open interest going up, right? Now again, ignore this. I'm just giving you something so you can understand what you're looking for in terms of a trigger to open that position. So let's say this is coming down to that area, right? You get that aspect of where it's taking some of the liquidity that's below right here, right? You see this little bottom here? Boom, boom. And then you got liquidity down here, right? There's going to be stop losses, liquidations, all that good shit down here. Price action comes down, takes that liquidity, and then you see that buying pressure coming in, right? And that's validated by the open interest and the CVD, and you see that bounce, right? You'll see a wick out of that zone. Some people call it SFP, some people call it a liquidity grab, yada, yada, yada. But you come over here, this is your trigger to be like, oh, you know what? This is the jam right here. I'm going to take an opportunity, and then of course you'll put that stop loss below the wick, which in this case, you know, that's what's going to determine really your true risk to reward. So just understanding that. DDT, what up, man? Good to see you in the chat. Much love to you, bro. My trigger is people who wear sunglasses. Well, you know, if you weren't late and you heard the intro username, you would understand why I'm wearing glasses right now. But because you were late, you'll have to ask somebody else. Sorry, man. don't be late. You'll have the full scoop next time. All right, let's go to Ethereum. We'll take a look at that. You are pushing up. Let's go ahead and update the fixed range volume profile. So you're getting right there. You're at the value area high right now. You got a high volume area node. Let's zoom out, get that fully incorporated. Yeah, so like you're at a key level right now for Ethereum. Right there on the cusp. I think it's decision time, right? So like I wouldn't be jumping into something. I wouldn't be eagerly jumping in right now. Let's take this off. This is actually really the better zone right here where you're at. Why? Value area high, high volume area node. This is a decision point. So these are the type of areas that I like to mark. And then, you kind of, for me, I like going to Bitcoin, see what it's doing. Man, that short that I opened is not looking good right now. 70,300 for Bitcoin. It is bouncing away. It is bouncing away. AI, what have you done to me? It's all good. I did a pretty low capital play, so not too worried about it. Let's see. Ethereum, again, high volume area node. You're at the value area high. I mean, what you're looking for here is kind of a breakout retest of the high. So you're close. If you're looking to take a position on Ethereum, you just want to see it break out with some conviction and come back down and retest the level. And then you got to look for that buying pressure to come back in. In this case, look at this. Like this did not give you what you wanted, right? Just a series of lower highs, lower lows coming down into the retest of this area right here, the value area high, right? So that one, you could see the pressure was still to the downside. That's scary. That's a descending triangle right here, just between these 4 or 5 candles, ultimately breaking to the downside. That's not what you want to see. Again, you can look at CVD and open interest on Ethereum as well, but I would recommend just looking at Bitcoin because it is the North Star. So getting a breakout here, breakout retest, and then going over, like I said, to one of the order flows, order books, and seeing what that's telling you in terms of open interest and CVD. That would kind of be a trigger for me to look for that breakout retest. But I mean, you can see like it's trying. It is definitely trying, and you're still getting. This one's a little bit lower than right here, but still here nor there. It looks like it's building up pressure to the upside, to be honest with you. Let's see. What would you look for here if you were to take a long position on a breakout retest? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Yeah, I think, again, dude, everything is lining up with like a just almost 2-to-1 on the dot. Keeps you under the 50 SMA there on the 4-hour. And yeah, that's a pretty reasonable exit as well, right? So you're not taking it all the way up to the top of the range here, at least or the swing high of this range. And then, you got the wick right there. And then you have the highs over here. So it's a respectable move. This would be one, hey, like you break the highs right here. That's probably where I would look to get that. Again, you want to tie moving your stop loss to entry to something relevant. Where you've seen these 3 rejections here, if you get above that, then that's where you would look for, for me, the continuation of upside. And I think that would be a safe place to get your stop loss to entry. Let's go back over here. You guys are up 6%. Oh, little rejection there. Did not like VWAP. Rejected pretty harsh off VWAP. Should have been watching that a little bit closer. All good. Getting a little push back up there. Now, this is the daily DGen. We didn't really do any TA on it. We just wing it. You guys are 53% moon right now. Just full send, you crazy DGens. But I would say, let's go ahead and set a TP right here. And if it goes up, that'll be what? Probably like 10% win or so. Let's put that there. And stop loss. We'll get that in. that's in the positive as well. So this is you're playing on house money. Playing on house money. It's always the way to go. Nope, take that back. You wouldn't be playing on house money. Barely. I mean, whatevs. It's close enough. Reversal, nope, not doing that. That's kind of weird. Let's see. Average entry here was 37 and 37.11. 37.11. $37. No, it's just adding it weird. So that would be. Oh, it says positive right there. All right, there you go. Yeah. All right, your own house money. Cool. It's just red because it's a stop loss. That threw me off. All right, so there is that. Alexandra G, what up? Good to see you in the chat. All right, let's go back to the charts. Let's look at Cardano quickly. Still looking ugly. At the POC, starting to flirt with the 50 on the 4 hours. Got a high volume area node. I mean, this is your good gosh. How ugly is this, man? Is Cardano poo-poo? Like, is it poo-poo? I saw Ada Ace in here earlier. Like, what is going on, man? This is your baby. Is it Dunsky's? Just looks bad. There's been no life. No life. Let's look at Doge. Doge looking a little bit better. At least it's flirting with the 200. Right? You get over the 200 for Doge. I mean, you've had some wicks above and quickly retraced, but at least like you would feel a lot better. You see it starting to round out now. You're staying above the high volume. Did I recommend a position out here? Would that have triggered? No, so what I was looking for is a wick down, take the rest of the liquidity, come back up. I see what you're looking at, Dan. I see it. But what if? What if you were to take a retest of the 200 up to high volume area node? Maybe we front run it a little bit based on this wick here. Pull this up just under, range low. 2 to 1 possible if you get a breakout retest of the 200. Doge not looking great either, to be perfectly honest with you. It's still quite a bit of a risk to take a play on Doge. But like you're starting to like, I'm not gonna say bottom, but it's starting to at least go horizontal, okay? We're going horizontal at least. Where this was very aggressive, yes, we had one nice bounce, but very aggressive to the downside again. Nice little bounce, but then lower highs is clear as day, even lower lows, right? So like if you get a little bit of a change in the structure, you know, that could open up something for you where you see something where it comes up, comes down, retest, and then it's all about the reaction that we get down here to this high volume area node. Do we find support? And you're probably not gonna be able to get in right here unless you're being, I wouldn't say you won't be a conservative, that's for sure, right? If you jump in right here, that's just you playing the horizontal, the high volume area node, retesting the 200. That's not, you know, there's no real confirmation there. You're just jumping in on an expectation, and I'd say your probability is a little bit less, but you know, the potential reward is about 22% to make a move through this area here. It really doesn't have a lot of volume. again, I would still go back to some of these charts. I would still look at Bitcoin. I'd still look at USDT dominance to see where it's at. And if you're seeing, that we are retesting an area like that, and you are testing something like the POC at the same time, that could be a nice little bit of confluence to say, hey, maybe there's an opportunity here. And then you're looking at the total market cap. Let's say the total market cap actually does a breakout retest. Say you move up, rejection there, come down, retest that horizontal. But the key right here is the reaction we get when we start retesting this horizontal right here. And then you got a little bit of volume there as well, right? So you get the retest, you see confluence, right? You see USDT dominance testing the POC or the value area high. And then you see Doge, retesting that 200, right? So that's how you can tie all of this in and just build a little bit of confluence between the charts. I mean, you can trade however you want, but generally that's kind of how I like to do business. Well, this is craziness. Looking for that AVAX move. Look, so AVAX looking a little stronger than the last two that we've looked at. And I think that makes sense. I know you're going to be like, yeah, you've been talking about AVAX forever, and what have we done? We've gone down. You'd be right. You would be right. Can't argue with that. However, you are on top of the value area high, you are above the 200, you are above the 50, you are above the high volume area node. That's different. That's better. To argue that we could see a move up for AVAX would be a lot more rational right now, in my mind, just based on the placement of where we're at with price action. We are retesting the value area high right now. So looking for, do we get a little move up? Let's zoom out. Let's go to the daily. What do I have going on with this gray line here? Man, we're at a key level. Let me move this so we can see the price action. We're at a key level, no doubt about it. I think this might be my cost basis. I'm trying to figure out what that line is. I can see it definitely horizontal there as well. I think that's my cost basis. But because I do have open positions on AVAX. And yes, they're down. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. But yeah, move back up at some point, at least back to this first buy zone. That is very reasonable. But we got to get a turn in the market here, man. This is banana land. Yeah, let me get rid of this. So I was looking to hedge. This is where you see volume starting to build back in, right here in this little range before we dumped. Come back left on the chart, just kind of looking at the horizontals. You do see where you had support and resistance here, but you can see the divide. Push back up right here, sharp rejection out of that area here. Alex O Crypto is calling me right now. My dude, I'm gonna take this. I just want to let you know that 1, I'm stronger than you, but 2, I'm live right now. Yeah, so you can say hi to everyone in crypto land. That was about the cheesiest shit you've ever done. Ever. yeah, well, you succeeded. Oh man, dude, yeah. Okay. I love it. Yeah. Well, I see you were at the. Well, he's gone. I'll call him back. All right, we're back. Hope everybody said hello to Mr. Lord Otter Okay, so talked a little bit about AVAX. Yeah, I mean, for me, you're in a buy zone. Like if you're in this for like maybe a little bit longer term hold. Oh, let me go back to the chart here. Yeah, if you're looking for a longer term hold, I think you're in a good area for AVAX, honestly. It's just a good spot, right? I mean, if you take the life of Coinbase, like this is bear market lows. We've actually went down and taken all liquidity off everything, like all the stop losses all the way down. You know, you got new stop losses now at this point, right? This is liquidity now from here to here. That's it. What is the incentive? Tell me what the incentive is to continue to drive the market down unless like this chain is just dead. Like that's one of the big things like that you got to take into consideration, especially with something like AVAX. Alex, oh, thanks, man. My dude. Appreciate you. With a little donation. I appreciate that. He's over here calling me. He's calling me and he's flexing, bro. He just shows up just flexing. I'm like, all right, man. All right. I did play some golf. Tuesday, man. I just went out and got in the back nine. I was done by like 10 o'clock. It was glorious. Absolutely glorious. I will say that I suck at golf though. So there's that. Let's see. We talked about Doge. Let's look at hype. Everybody getting hyped on hype, yeah? Do I even have that? I don't even know if I've charted that, honestly. Let's chart it. Let's take a look-see. We got hype, Bybit. All right, let's look at Bybit. Actually, let's do Binance. Dude, I was looking at a market share thing with Binance. It's freaking ridiculous. So I know a lot of people are looking at exchanges like they have all of these technical charts on different exchanges, but like the market share, at least for I think the entirety of the crypto market for Binance is like 30%, and like the next one up is like 10 or 11 or 12 maybe. Like Binance just has such a grip on crypto. It's crazy. But let's look at hype. Let's look at it. Here we go. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent in terms of off the low here. When was that low? January. Since then, looking good. Getting yourself over the 200 SMA on the daily. Running into some volume here. And that's a pretty, I'd say a pretty clear horizontal as well. Like if you're just looking at it, kind of splitting it up, right? One of the big things is, hey, look at it. Where are you seeing the big price reactions here, right? That's a pretty big one. That's a pretty big one. This is probably October 10th. Look at that. Too easy to tell. October 10th like ruined the market. I think it really is what caused a lot of this sentiment to be shite. But I mean, besides altcoins just getting pummeled, people got liquidated and like instantly. So there you go. So just kind of looking at the horizontal there, where do you see the big movements in terms of price action? You got an impulse move down through the zone as well, right? So that's important. These moves right here tell you a lot, and you had the retest before movement down. That move, that impulse move through, that tells you a lot, okay? Because that is where they were trying to hold it up, and then you get that big move through. That's like a confirmation of like, hey, like this level is important, right? And you've seen it because you've seen the price action where you see both support and resistance, and you just saw that rejection here recently in February. Now we're at the same spot. So what would I say? This is kind of that the same old story that I see happen all the time. You get a big move from a crypto, a nice move, right? It's up what? Let's measure this off the 50 SMA. You're up 23%. Not too much is moving 23% in the positive right now for crypto. There's not much. So people get retail, like they're gonna jump on anything, man. It all, I'm sorry to say this, but it reminds me of like vultures, right? Like you get a little piece of meat that's out there in the middle of the road and everybody's like, "Wah!" Right? And they kind of jump on it and they want to get behind it. And it's good. It's good that you're seeing this move, but like, is this the place you want to get in on it? right? Or are you going to get run the F over by the car? Because you're getting into it at a point after a significant move. You're getting into it at a point where there's a high volume area node. Like, you're getting into a point where we've seen rejections. You're getting into a point like that is of one of the clearest horizontals that you could find on this chart right now. Is that the place that you want to long? And for me, it's not. Like, that's not where I say, hey, let's jump in. That's where I say, hey, let's go ahead and let it get through. Let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. See this candle here? Let's see that. Except to the upside. Right? Then you feel a little bit better. Something that looks like this, right? But you want to see that candle up here. Because you want to break through this horizontal level. It's obviously important. And you got a high volume area node. Like, there's a bit of confluence there as well. Let's see. Let's do a fib retracement. Let's just do it from high to low, okay? So we're taking everything into account here. I do like these bigger fibs. They seem to play out well. And that puts you at about the 0.5. So you have a pretty significant Fibonacci retracement level, high volume area node. Moving average at least is under you. That's a good, I'd say good news. But it's just not where I want to take a long. I am more inclined, if I'm going to take a position, is to look for something that breaks this level, comes down, retest, look at the retest, and then take it up to the 618, and that would be the play for me. And then, to the contrary, you might be looking for that short off of the 618. Also a valid horizontal if you're looking at price action and volume, right? Just kind of depends on how you move the chart. Let's get the price action back in there and it should update. There you go. So you got volume, you got 618, you got volume, you got the 0.5. This gap in here, that's where you're going to get the movement. That's where you're going to get the movement. Let's get that. This will give us a little bit more room to see the volume. This is the area to play in right here. Right there. That's your gap. It's about 10% gap where you get to play. Let's see what we got in here. Future's so bright and gotta wear shade. Wix wife, what up to you? Good to see you. Uh-oh. I just heard a ching ching. You guys, I think, just hit on the daily DGen. All right, so we got that one. That one's down, what, 8% right now? Not ideal. Let's go to the order history. The position, there you go. Here you go. You guys just hit. Whopping 1%. Oh, it got stopped. Dang. It got stopped. It didn't. It must have pulled back. Interesting. That wasn't expected. That's all right. Stop loss entry. All good. Let's see. This one was the daily DGen, if you guys are wondering. This one. What did I do here? Minus $20. What did I do there? I don't even remember. All right, all kinds of stuff's happening now. Did I just lose another one? Did AI deceive me? Probably did. Let's go to Bitcoin real quick. I did, yeah, because the stop was at 70,500. All right, AI, you screwed me. So, dang, so hype didn't go up. Bitcoin did. And they both closed out losers. Ain't that a B? Ain't that a B? All right. That's all right. Let's go back to my way. Let's see here. Let's look at liquidity. Let's see where that's sitting at. So you got liquidity down here, 68.85. That actually was the TP area, but now we got to update this. See where we're at. Let's go to the daily. Aha. So on the daily, your hotspots at 70,800 makes a lot of sense based off of where we saw this rejection. And you're working our way up towards that. That's kind of really like traditionally like my starting point. A lot of times I'll just be like, all right, cool. That's where's the liquidity? Where is the high? You know, we get that wick up, take that liquidity off the table, and then you're looking for the price action on the backside of that. And then what I do typically is then I come over and I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, cool. What are we doing here? Let's get into some real trading. AI, doo-doo. That didn't work. Let's update this real quick. So you're seeing a big divergence. Look at this. CBD going down, all right? So shorts are aggressive. Open interest started moving up. So you have a divergence here between open interest and CBD, as well as CBD and price action. Dang, open interest just spiked. Dude, if this... Hold on, we're looking at maybe a good setup right now. F everything that we talked about. Now we're looking at real stuff. Dump it. Dude. Yeah, I'm looking at a real short now. Alright, let's take a picture of that real quick. Screenshot. Cool. We'll download it. Let's go to... Where's that? 70,650. Wonder if they're going to try to protect that order block there. I would love to see that order block get cleared, though. Let's update this real quick. Let me see here. Let's go to downloads, Kayotaka. Sorry, I'm doing real work here too. Updating outer fam. Outer gang. Not that one. What do we want here? Let's get rid of that actually. I don't need that anymore. Let's take a picture of that. You guys are gonna see the magic live. Alright, so we know where we have liquidity. Let's go back. Let's go to downloads here, liquidity, cool. All right, so there you go. So what are we looking at here? So I'm looking at this liquidity, right? Kind of a starting point, 70,800. And then you go over to the order book or the order flow, right? And look where these are passive orders that are on the books right now. Passive orders on the books. The thing that I like is that you're seeing an uptick in open interest, but a downtick in CBD. What does that mean? What does that mean? The shorts are more aggressive and they're positioning themselves, right? Their positions are being opened, right? But the shorts are more aggressive. It's almost like an anticipation of knowing that they're running into this order block or they're defending it. Dude, I would love to see it push in because a couple things could happen here. If you push through, right, you get an impulse move through, right? That all these passive orders are going to get just wrecked because it'll push through. They'll be in positions. They'll be basically trapped, because these are all shorts. This is sell side pressure right here. They'll all be trapped, but you're gonna see an impulse move through. Like you will see a big candle. If you don't see that big candle that goes through and just wrecks all those shorts, then you're looking for that wick, right? So that all these get triggered, pushing the price action down, and you already have shorts being positioned, you know, for a move, right? For an actual legitimate reversal. We got Amy Lives Crypto in the house. What up, lady? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're looking at potentially taking an actual trade here live. None of that play around the playground stuff. Let me close this daily degen. Look at you guys switching your votes on me. You're long, then you're short. You guys don't know what you want. All right. Ooh, this just becomes a matter of like, hey, are they going to defend the zone? And do we go ahead and just take it for what it's worth in terms of CBD and hop in? Because CBD is being pretty aggressive right now. Let's go back. Not really worried about that at this point. Let's go to the exchange. We got BTC up, cool. So let's start thinking about that. If we were to position ourselves now, and we put a stop loss above the wick here, that's at 70,800. Let's go back. Looking at 70,800. That would fill all of the passive orders, which you can see right here on DOM. Order book DOM right here, still telling you 1.43, 1.41 at 70,650, 70,700. If we put that stop loss right there above that zone, let's measure that. Let's go back. Let's get the Bitcoin chart up. See, now we're having fun. You don't get to do this very often during the show. Do we get to watch TradeFly get wrecked live? That is the question. All right, let's get rid of that. There we go. Ugh, I don't like the thought of a breakout. That's scary, but is what it is. So if we're looking at where we're at, current position, 75, and then we put it over 70,800. And you would have to go all the way to the value area with the high. Yes, the high. That's achievable. The thing that I don't like is having to push all the way back through the order block. Let's say you just play the order block. That's about a 1.68. I like that less. Value area high, I like more, because that does give you a 2-to-1 if we position ourselves right here, right now. It's looking like it wants to push, though. Look at that. We could get some of these orders filled. And if I can get a continuation of the CBD and get some of these orders filled, man, that's primo. Yep. Glasses, not trying to be cool, Amy. Actually, I hurt my eye playing soccer. As lame as that sounds. Got hit in the eye. Actually, I had to go to the ER last night. It was crazy. It was like cloud over my right eye. It was actually kind of made me a little nervous. I was hoping I didn't like get a tear in my retina. Everything I was reading was like kind of alluding that could be the issue. But it wasn't. I had basically what was happening was my pupil was so dilated. Like one eye was completely dilated, the other one, and I don't even know if I'm using the right terms, but the pupil was huge and the other pupil was like super small. And because it was letting in all that light, like it was preventing me from being able to see. It was kind of crazy. All right, let's go to Market Monkey Terminal. MMT. I just want to see if that's aligning. I finally put a link in the description for MMT, by the way. So MMT is showing you something a little bit different here on the 5-minute. In terms of CVD, right? Or no, that's open interest. Open interest is spiking. CVD, yeah, no, CVD is a little different. I gotta switch these. God, it's driving me nuts. There we go. So you are getting a little bounce for CVD, but ultimately, like if you're looking at this whole range, what's CVD still doing? Still, even though, yeah, you broke that trend, you're still trending to the downside. Dude, gosh. I'm very inclined to look at the short right now. Let's update this. Yeah, these aren't going away. Okay, I'm not... We're not hitting all the wickets here. So these are the dilemmas that you get into with trading. Making a decision. If we were to push up and take or fill these passive orders, I would go a lot heavier. But I'm just not seeing it. But I also don't want to miss the opportunity of seeing that move, right? CVD still pushing down, open interest supporting. All right. Oh, there's a spot. Where are we in spot right now? All right, 10x, cool. Let's go 5. All right, so I did open a short. I didn't go crazy with it. And I think I'm going to keep it pretty tight right now. Like until this is more, I'd say more of a scalp. I think I could take this down to, or at least look to take it down to the VWAP. But I'm going to be very conservative here. Based off where we got. So risking what? We'll risk about 100, just under 100. We'll risk just under 100. To make potentially 200. So that's a nice 2-to-1. Here we go. All right, so we're up about 29 bucks right now. It doesn't really mean much, but you are getting the initial reaction that you would like to see. All right, so between these two candles, we're now starting to retest the low right here. Would love to get through this volume. If I get through the volume, I think you will see a pretty quick move down to VWAP. We got our limit already set right there, or at least our TP already set there. And again, that's risking about 90 bucks to make 200. Now, why did I do that? This is about risk management, okay? So wasn't super confident. I didn't get all the wickets filled, right? I didn't get that A+. I got like we'll call it a B+, right? B+ setup. Why? Because we didn't fill those passive orders that are sitting on the books. This right here. This is the one that I teach you guys all the time. You go up and you take these off the books and you take the liquidity that's off the books that's sitting above there, then dude, I'm sending it, right? I'm sending it because this is telling you too that the market is agreeing, right? The market is the CVD not the selling, but the shorts are more aggressive. Right, so the shorts being aggressive, as well as open interest aligning. So if people are opening positions and the shorts are aggressive, that means that shorts are jumping in with you. Now the reason I put the stop loss very tight is because there is definitely an opportunity to go up and push up here. And so, what are we risking? We're about $100, right here, understanding that, hey, right now the market is telling me that CBD is just very, very aggressively pushing, right, to the negative. But if we do get that push up, I would love that, right? Because you're getting true divergence between price action, CBD, and then taking that liquidity off the table, man. That's primo. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Looks like we did pick up a sub today. That's cool. Oh, we got Amy Lives Crypto, little link in there. Yeah, go check her out. Let me see. I can pull that up right now. I got time. I got a second. Go check out Amy Lives Crypto. You can see I'm subbed. Give her some love. She's got 881 subs. It's time to get that push up to 1,000. Get that monetization. Unfortunately, monetize doesn't make you a lot of money, but still be cool to see her get over 1,000. She deserves it. She does really good content. All right, let's go back to this. How's that looking? It's okay. So again, wasn't exactly an A+, but we took a flyer on this. Definitely a clear horizontal level of resistance. It's just we have that liquidity above us, which kind of prevented me from piling into this one. So we're keeping an eye on it. I'd say if we get below probably the high, honestly, of this range. Yeah, if we get below this area right here at about 70,200 and some change, that's likely where I'll go ahead and move stop loss to entry, and then we'd like to play on house money, right? So at that point, what are we looking at? P&L. So right now it's saying negative 25, right? That's the fees. Understand 25 in, 25 out, right? Take that into consideration. So you want to lock that in as well as best you can. Let's do a fib off the low here. So you got to bounce off the 618. It's not surprising. But this is where you want to see that rejection. So bounce off the 618. You would love to see a rejection here. That would make you feel a lot better about seeing a move continuation down. Let's go back over to the Discord. Cool. Oh, you guys don't need that. That's not important to you. So again, would love to see, not right now, because we took a short down to VWAP, but would love to see a move up to this area here, 70,800. Take that liquidity. Fill some of these passive orders that are on the books here. Let's move that over. Fill these orders. Oh, primo. If we get that, yes sirree, I will be jumping in a little bit heavier. But right now, we're chilling. It's good to jump into a position and be positive, off Jump Street. That can change in an instant, though. It is trading, and market do what market want to do, man. It's crazy. Let's go back. CBD still working down. Now this is only a trend, right? Like understanding that, hey, this is a trend, right? That trend can change in a moment's notice. Only one big player has to jump in and change that. And that's the thing that, you know, we're just taking the statistics, the probabilities based on the trend that we're going to see a continuation in that. But look at that, man. Once you zoom out a little bit, holy moly. Just this range alone. So we take this range alone. Look at that. And then you can see open interest working up. See what I'm saying? And this is telling you, are positions being opened or are they being closed? Are they aggressive toward shorts or are they aggressive toward long? I mean, this one is about as clear as you can get. All right, we're up $100, looking good. Doing it live with you, fam. Just get right under that volume, get down into this range a little bit more, and I'm gonna move the stop loss to entry. There we go. Just leave it above the wick. So there you go. All right, stop loss to entry. May have to adjust that if we get a bounce here, because that probably came down to 0.786. Let's see. Yeah, pretty damn close. 0.786, getting a bounce. You want to see a rejection right here. Right about here. There it is. There it is. That's exactly what you wanted to see. Walking you guys through it. Doing it live. Don't get many opportunities to do that live on the show, man. This is fun. A lot of times we're kind of going through, doing some top-down analysis, looking for some setups. We actually get to take one today. All right, let's go back to Market Monkey Terminal. Let's see what we got going on here. Price action looking good, getting rejection from the high volume area node, and now you're starting to see CBD working its way down. Open interest going horizontal. It's actually an okay sign. You just want to see a continuation of CBD working its way down. That would continue. That would support continuation. That's a pretty gnarly order block there. Because, I mean, you're sitting at 1,000, 500, 1,000, 500. Like, it's pretty prominent. Sometimes I feel like I'm betting on a horse, though. Just sitting there like, come on, Bitcoin. Do what I want. It's the worst too. Like you'll get these bounces off like a 0.786 and it's just like, you know what I didn't look at though? Let's look at the orb. All right, so you do have some moving averages here on the 3 minute. You got the 250. Let's get rid of this real quick. I don't know how much I really buy into those, but VWAP I do. So VWAP, yeah, that's under you. Dude, I would love to see just a kiss off the VWAP. That's all we're asking for. Don't you bounce on me. Don't you do it. Again, same deal as before. You really want to see the rejection here. Like right at that level. Do not want to see a bullish engulfing. Seconds. Wayne C, what up, man? Currently in an actual short right now, so we got pretty close to a really big order block right here. So I went ahead and jumped in. Nice, I mean, pretty clear horizontal. I did get the stop loss to entry. I'm like second guessing myself on keeping that in there right now. I may actually put it back up above at least the wick, which is only a risk 90 to make like 200. But this order block is gnarly. Pretty convincing, but the reason I decided to jump in was based on, all right, we're ranging, but look at how aggressive the CVD is right now. The CVD is just dumping. So shorts are clearly aggressive, and you have open interest starting to trickle up. So the opening positions and shorts are aggressive. I mean, that just pushes my bias towards a short, but we might get stopped at entry here. That's the life of trading though, but that's okay. I don't like this candle right now though. That is not ideal. Not ideal. Let's go back to Kayataka. Let's go on the 1 minute. See what the 1 minute is telling us. It doesn't look too crazy, to be honest. Let's take a fib retracement. Oh, that's a long. Fixed. There we go. So what was that? The 0.5? Oh man, I hate when it does this. Does this janky thing where like, Jesus. Really? It does this janky thing where like it'll like move the screen sometimes. And then it puts the puts this all the way down here. Like what? What is this? Why does this happen? Whatever. Doesn't really matter. We know what we're trading. We got Bitcoin. Looking all right now. Come on, baby. Keep it coming. So yeah, looking to exit here at the VWAP. Just above the VWAP. Kind of front running in a little bit. It's crazy, man. Let me see how many people are on right now. It's like we left doing the analysis. We get into a trade. The most important part. And it's like, it goes radio silent out there. Radio silent. Maybe you're just here for me. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see how many of you are on right now. 13? Okay. I've seen worse. So yeah, not A+. This is why we're a little conservative. But essentially playing on house money right now. Alexander G said, I'm still here. Hi. I'm still here. Anybody jump in the trade? I'm gonna guess no. Just a guess, just a hunch. Not me. Hey, she's honest though. Private session, yeah, no doubt about it. This is it. Like I kind of walked you through, show you what I got to go through, like updating Discords and stuff in the midst of it all. Looks like only one person saw that. Or at least reacted to it. I guess I wasn't very clear about the entry. I was kind of like time compressed though too, like when you're live. It's like I can't really walk through like, here's all of your entries. But I think pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, this is more the A+, right? Like this is, if we were to take that, man, I'm out of music right now. That's tough. The A+ would have been coming up, getting that wick up here, filling these orders. And having that divergence there, love that. I'm long, trying for the 70,800 before short. Dude, yeah, that's money. That is the A+. And I think it's very probable, and that's why I decided to use risk management and not risk as much on the trade. So that's what my position's pretty small. I think on this one, I think I used 5,000 margin, 10x leverage. I didn't go heavy on that because I was front running it, right? I was getting ahead of it, but that was just based on, I was looking at the CVD and I was like, how can I not, man? How can I not? All right, getting down to start. This is where you start to kind of get to a decision point, right? You just broke down, you're retesting that bottom level there. Now, do we think we're going to get that continuation all the way down to the VWAP? Sometimes, if we get close enough, sometimes I'll just go ahead and close it out. I'm also not mad about making $160 or $150. That's ain't nothing wrong with that. But like you can see, like it did push below the lows right here. Let's see where we kind of got that bounce, just coming back left on the chart. What does it align with? I mean, there's some arguments to be had. I just think VWAP is kind of a magnet for price action. But I'm also not mad at $150. So now, let's just progressively slide this down. We've locked in our fees. I think it's what, $25? So There we go. Fees are totally locked in at this point. Good confluence from where you look. Yeah, for sure, man. There's confluence there. That kind of added to me taking that position. It's just I'm not keen on having so much liquidity above you. So not only is there passive orders on the books, but there's legitimate like liquidity in terms of like stop losses. Like they typically the A plus would be like, let's get that liquidity off the table. Let's get those stop losses cleared out. Let's get, people wrecked and liquidate it. Right? Because that makes the exchange happy. And then there's a lot less incentive, right? Why? Because they bet against you, just so like, there's full transparency. Like they bet against you in terms of like they will take out loans just to push price in a direction to maximize taking some of this money off of the books or taking this liquidity off the table. So I don't like leaving it above me. And that's why I had to scale down the position. And, again, A plus, this all gets filled, right? These orders get filled. Liquidity gets hit. Everybody's happy. $166 right now. I'm leaning towards that right now, to be honest with you. Let's see. Let's go back over here. We'll look at Kayataka again. She is not getting much of a bounce, though. As soon as I say that, like, hold my beer. Hold my beer. Lost the music. We got to update that. Curbstar, what up? How you doing? Crypto Hefe said, I'm short with you. My man. Let's go. CBD has been saying one thing and chart's done the opposite so much this week. Yeah, it does. It happens. It does happen. But I don't use it as the end all be all. I like it because for me, it just adds a little bit of confluence, right? Kind of like if I'm looking at something like this one right here, like why was I intrigued on taking this one? I mean, the divergence was just so clear. Like I couldn't, there's hard to find examples that are this clear when you have very clear price action going up and then you have very clear CBD saying, no, that's not real. So, we'll see, right? To be determined. I'm thinking about maybe closing this though, getting to the bottom of this little range here, this horizontal, and just taking the profits. Even if it goes down, I'm okay with it. Just seeing that hesitation, huh? Yep, here we go. But yeah, the divergence here was really clear. And the other thing is too, right? Like when you start seeing this open interest spike, right? You get this open interest spike and you didn't see a correlation, right? Like the price action didn't go through the roof. Like that's actually, it's telling me that, okay, so if open interest is going up right here, look at this, open interest going up, CBD going down, what is that telling you right there? Positions are being opened, but it's aggressive shorts, right? And that was kind of my thing that keyed me in here to be like, yeah, there might be some potential here that kind of front run this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close this right now. $150. I think I'm okay with it. Oh man, but it's not much of a bounce. That horizontal right there is kind of what's like holding us in the game. Right there. That might be kind of the deal for me. If we break back into this, but the problem is that cuts into some of the profits, but whatever. That horizontal right there. You can see it here and here. It's going to draw a line through it. Shift. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but I want this candle close to be below. Not below the wicks, but at least below the previous candle closes. Yeah, I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna close it. I'm good with it. Oh, might have been just in time. We'll see. It could go down. It's gonna be the nice little middle finger for me. They'd be like, you closed it too early. But I'm okay with 150 bucks. Let's go position history. There you go. 154. Not too bad. These are mostly... What did I do with this one? Oh, that was the one that I opened. This was the AI trade. So that was super low capital. This was daily degen. This was daily degen. I can't remember what I did with this one either. Probably stopped pretty close to entry would be my guess. Daily degen. What else we got in here? That's about it. Gotta start stepping up the trading game. I gotta get more active here. But here or there, that one's closed. I'm out of it. Let's go back. Did it continue? There it is. It would do that. It would. That's so funny. It would. So it's probably gonna go down to the VWAP. So what? Get me out of positions. Look, see, it does this thing where it moves. This is so stupid. Anyways. All right, so yeah, we closed here. Who else we got in the chat? CBD, yep. Read that one. Can I get a birthday shout out? Of course, man. Absolutely. You can get some music too. Happy birthday to Curbstar. Love it. Love it. Thanks for being here on your birthday. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Sitting on the 0.382 fib on a trend from the low after the orb today. Yeah, I'd have to take a look at that. I mean, you're right up in the orb. Man, I had a feeling it was going to come down to the VWAP. Give it a little kiss. But all good. All good. Alexandra G, you didn't have to do that. Thank you. Look at the homies. Look at the homies getting it. You got Wayne C, got a membership. It's sometimes right. Benzac. West Salvador. Salvador? Christopher, what up? All of y'all got subs. Love it. Yeah, Curbstar, absolutely. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for spending the time with me. You know, I got to thank you guys. Can't do this unless people show up. It's not even worth it unless people show up. And a little bounce there, but yeah. So anyways, the reason I jumped into that one again is really just seeing that divergence here. Seeing the divergence, and then this really is what kind of perked my interest. When you see that open interest going up and CBD going down, the price action started going horizontal. You got this big order block over top of you. There was just a lot kind of signing that we could get a little bit of a move down before maybe we see that move up to kind of take that liquidity, or fill those passive orders there. I think this is the A plus. Like if you guys are really looking for something, like the A plus is here. Let's see, A plus. That's there. And I think one of you mentioned that already. That's where you're looking for turning your short at 70,800. And I'm with you on that. If you see it push up, these passive orders get filled, CVD continues to go down, and then open interest, actually, you start to see that work its way up, right? Because remember, that's positions coming in. What you'll initially see is open interest going down, right? That means that they're closing those positions, likely taking profit. And then you want to see that thing turn up. When you see it turn up, the open interest starts to turn up, and you see CBD, the continuation of that going down, that's your sign. That is your sign that it is more likely, I would say statistically, to see a little bit of a pullback in the price action. It opens up the door in my mind. So keep an eye on that. I'll leave you guys with that. Hopefully, hopefully we'll make some money here. I made a little bit here. I got to do it live, and that was cool. I got to do it with you guys, which was super cool. I did close a little bit early, but here nor there. All Gucci. Thank you guys for being here. Much, much appreciated. I'm going to get out of here. But yeah, check us out in the Discord. Get over to Alex O's Discord. I'm over there. I got my own, but I'm probably like I said, shifting most of my stuff over to Alexos. I don't feel like managing a Discord. There's not enough people in there for me to really get all, invest all that time in it. So, but if you do want access to me and me alone in Alex's Discord, you can do that. You'll have to go through a 2-bit affiliate link, but you'll get full access to everything I got there in Alex's Discord. I got to set that stuff up for you guys. Kind of working on that, but here or there. I'm going to get out of here. Much love to you guys. Hope you got something out of it. Please like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff that helps the channel, helps us grow, and I'm out. So, as always, trade safe, be safe. I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.